Welcome back, everybody. This is Ghosted Paranormal Podcast. We're your two fine hosts, Jay Thomas, Colton Spinks. It's been a month, Colton, nearly since we did our last episode. But Christmas time come, and you got to be with the family during that time, and then New Year's. So had some stuff come up, but we're finally able to get back tonight. And boy, what a way to not only end 2024, but to start the year 2025 as well with some weird stuff going on. So we're going to get all into that tonight. But first, Colton, how you doing tonight, brother?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm doing good. Just man, I tell you, we got some, I don't know, snow, rain, sleet, ice. I don't know what was we live in the south, so who knows what we're going to get. We might get a little bit of all tomorrow, but right now it's cold, and that's all I know. But Colton, so we'll get started tonight, and I guess we'll bring up the first thing that happened. It's really in December. It started was it was especially in New Jersey, and then other places started reporting as well. But New Jersey started these people started seeing these drones, all over the place, and you know people say, well, that they're manned, they could be manned craft, possibly, but it was just weird how they just showed up all of a sudden, and they lasted maybe I would probably say about 2 weeks, and then you've not heard anything else about it since then. So my thing is, what was going on behind the scenes in those 2 weeks that they were hiding, putting this out there in front of us so they could do their little nitpicking dealing and on the bad side and us not know about it. That's my thoughts on it. So what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, they're definitely hiding something.
Mhm.
The FBI was standing up there like clowns saying they don't know what's going on. But
Yeah, right.
of course they do. I mean, that statement is embarrassing to them either way you look at it. If you don't know, then what are you doing? Like,
Right.
why are the taxpayers funding you? Are you because you're worthless, or
Pretty much.
you're lying to us? It's one or the other. So, I mean, was it them? I don't know. Like, people was reporting things like UFOs, but also what was definitely drones, and that was probably misidentification. Like, it was probably actual drones, and people just get carried away and think it's one of those craft that people see. But then again, who knows? What if there was a lot of those craft flying around and they wanted to cover that up and launch all these drones up in the air and just make people think it was all drones? I don't know. you know, take your pick of what it could be. Now, one of the theories came out to be stolen nuclear
Yeah.
waste,
Hmm.
and in the end, who knows if that's true?
Right.
We just don't. And so the story goes, there was missing nuclear waste from a train, and that was being transported, and then the idea was that they had these drones searching for that in some way, but I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, what's a good reason for this in any circumstance?
you know, Stolen nuclear waste or nuclear waste in itself, that sounds something maybe military would probably be on that train. I would imagine, because
You would
that's
think,
something serious.
right?
But we don't know, the backstory on that. That's just a rumor that come out. But it is very interesting that all that seemed like it happened all at the same time. And you know, one thing about these drones that our own president just a few more days, thank God, until the clowns are out of there, hopefully, and then real leadership gets in there. But we can talk about that another time. But the president now, Joe Biden, he come out and he made a statement, and I'm just going to say this: I don't. He probably don't even remember what he says, anymore. And who knows if this is true or not? Because anything that Biden says with his dementia he's got going on, I don't know if it's true or not. But he did come out and say that some of those drones were manned by the government, and they were up there, you know, they were being piloted by by government people. So who knows? Who knows if that's true? But it's just a weird coincidence that you had all this come out, and Colton, we made the comment that we felt like something big was going to happen, like on the eve of New Year's or New Year's night, New Year's Eve night, and, and we were kind of right. We were saying it's probably going to happen. The ball dropping in New York since all that activity happened up there, um, in New Jersey, which is near New York, but it actually happened in Louisiana when we just had a dude just run over people, in the French Quarter. Um, but does that tie into any of this? I don't know. And it's just a weird circumstance, though.
And there was also that uh, Tesla truck
Yeah,
explosion, which was like a homemade bomb sort of thing. It wasn't successful in any way, and there's a whole thing about that, like
yeah.
what's going on there. It's very strange, but it's bad. We, like you said, we was talking about at work. We was predicting a terrorist attack,
Hmm.
and we got the location wrong, but we was right in that there was an attack. And it's like, dang it, it's not a good look for this country
No,
when you can sit there and say, yeah, tomorrow there will more than likely be a terrorist attack.
right.
That's pathetic. But yeah, not good at all. Not good at all. Uh,
And we've been
it,
lied to so much. I mean,
yeah,
it's just you're just everything that they say is a lie. So I don't feel protected right now, from my
no,
government. My government is set up the way it's supposed to be set up, when our founding fathers founded this country, set up to protect the people. They're not protecting the people right now. They're
no,
protecting their interest and their boosters, not the American people. And they're also protecting the illegals who come over here daily and illegally. They're protecting them. But the American people who are the backbone of this country, we have no protection from our government whatsoever.
no, we don't. And the FBI made some sort of statement like they always do during all
Mhm.
that stuff after the attack. And I can't remember specifics, but they straight up made a fool of themselves yet again. Every time they open their
Every
mouth,
time.
it's nonsense. They got
Mhm.
facts wrong. They lied.
Mhm.
It's terrible. Hopefully that'll be fixed here soon. We can only hope.
No.
It can't be worse. So
Sure, no, it
yeah,
can't.
but it's not good. A bad start to this year. Very
Yeah,
bad ending also. So
yeah.
let's just hope for better things.
Yeah, the ending of 2024 was rough. The beginning of 2025 has been pretty bad. Hopefully, once January 20th and on from there, everything gets kind of settled out. But one other thing that happened, right before the year ended, and it's kind of moved into this year as well. But you know, we talked. It's probably been a few months ago on here about weather manipulation and how we feel like you know they have manipulated the weather and can manipulate the weather. Well, another example, a lot of people are talking about this mysterious fog that is all over the country that just showed up out of nowhere. I mean, there's no sunlight, it's just fog, 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 fog. People's talking about how it smells like chemical made fog, which is weird because it's been foggy here a ton, especially during the summer when you have a frost and it's just this the dynamics, but it don't have a smell to it. It don't have a texture. They're talking about this fog having a smell and a texture. It's just very odd. You know, if they're putting chemicals in the air, you talking about possibly brainwashing type method here, which is very scary.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this stuff because
Mhm,
you got all these people coming out with all these videos and they're the same
mhm.
type of thing, and it almost looks like it looks like snow, like through a camera, but it's not snow, and it's like these particles, and you would think somebody would try to accumulate that and get it tested or
Right.
put it under a microscope themselves. So
Do
I don't know if,
something.
yeah, I don't know if anybody's done that yet. So I guess it's a matter of time, and I know we haven't saw it here yet. So yeah, it's just kind of we're reliant on these people who get it on video just to see, but nobody knows anything.
Right.
So if it's like chemical stuff, that's not
Chemical
good.
warfare is scary.
Yeah, that's not good at all. I don't
No.
know where it would come from. I mean, the sky, is it like settling down at its
Right.
lowest point? Uh, who knows? It's very strange.
Yeah. You always heard about cloud seeding, and we've also heard, chemtrails a lot. But usually you see the chemtrails when they do them, and they stay in the sky. Now, eventually, I'm sure all that eventually vaporizes and gets, to the ground, but you don't physically see it. This fog, you're physically seeing it, and it's very weird. Not to mention the snow part of it. People are talking about snow. They've been having some snow, and it feels like styrofoam. We know snow don't feel like styrofoam. We're supposed to be getting some snow ourselves overnight and into the morning. Um, and if we do, I'm going to go out there and check the snow myself just to see if we're actually getting actual snow or this fake snow, whatever it is. It's very, very strange. They have not come out and said anything about this, and I don't expect that they would, because they probably want to get this out of the way as quick as possible. But it's very, very strange, and it's very scary, honestly, Colton. I do not want to be around this fog. I don't want to be around this snow, because it's not real. It's not real fog. It's not real snow. I don't know what it is. Could it be harmful to you if you inhale it? Could touch it? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, maybe we'll get an update on this fog thing because we're at the mercy of whoever wants to put a video up. So, well, I say maybe. I don't want this to keep happening, but if it does, hopefully we can get some more information. Yeah, but yeah, this UFO stuff again. I'll mention this. Trump is about to get into office, and he said on the Joe Rogan podcast that he will release,
Oh yeah,
declassify this. So, who knows? But this has been ramping up regardless of that. It's ramping up to something. Uh, is that full disclosure? Is that a big lie that they're going to lay out before us to try to get us to believe some sort of narrative? Or, I mean, are we just going to look up one day and they're just going to be everywhere? It could be any of these things, but we know it's something's coming. I mean, I feel like it's ramping up. You know, Trump said he's going to declassify it. I don't think he's actually in charge of that. My
right.
my opinion, I don't think he's the guy that has the power to do what he wants. So we'll see. We'll see. They also said JFK and MLK.
Mhm.
Again, I
Yeah,
don't know that he has the power to do that because, it's my belief that the president is not the top dog. Actually, it's the
no.
people behind the curtain
Hmm.
who really pull the strings. But it's going to be interesting politically and paranormally. The things we talk about mostly. That's a fact. It's about to get interesting, even more
Very,
so. So
very.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll have plenty of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we talked about that this morning, Colton. We feel like, the president's supposed to be like at the very top, and then everybody below him, like your Congress, House, all that. But honestly, it seems like Congress has more power than the president does, because, you know, I understand the way our system's set up is supposed to be fair and balanced, but it's not fair and balanced, and we all know that right now, because the things that, you know well, look at the election. The election was pretty much a landslide victory for Trump. The people of this country spoke, I mean, very mightily on what they want to happen in the future. They want Trump's policies to get in place. They want more money back, in their pockets. They want groceries and things like that to go down. They want gas to go down. They want, protection at the border, southern border. I mean, they want a lot of things, and we spoke. We rose up when we spoke, but we still have to get all this stuff approved and passed through the House and Congress, the Senate, before it gets implemented. And there's going to be fighters along the way on both, in both sections of that to get that and just halt that, plan from getting put into action. I absolutely hate that. Now, I'm not saying we need a dictatorship, but it's not right. If the president has these ideas and the people who voted for him voted very, very mightily, and he pretty much won in a landslide and got what, over 80 million in the popular vote, 80 billion, whatever. His policies should be enforced as soon as he gets into office. There shouldn't be any vote about it. It shouldn't be anything. It should just go into effect then. Just my personal opinion.
Right. It's a constant battle within the government.
Right.
Congress just lately withholding progress. It seems like, if you ask me, yeah, I don't know. It's like we like democracy as like Americans,
Right.
but this one's broken. I feel like I think it needs to be cleaned up.
It's been
Don't
broken.
know how. Yeah, don't know how, but if we could just like clean it up, I'm not really sure. I mean, everybody just screams, term limits on these old people. They're like 1,000 years old up there,
Right.
can't
Yeah.
even walk. Nancy Pelosi just fell down like a flight of stairs or something. I don't know. Just she can't walk no more. That's definite term limits, man.
Yes.
You need fresh minds in there.
Every 2 years, every 2 to 4 years for sure.
Right. And you see somebody that is not doing well for the country, they ain't gonna be doing that for long, because they'll get replaced. That's
Right.
how it should be.
Right.
So I don't know why, like, who decided that way back when, that they can stay there forever. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's crazy.
It is. I mean, if the president has a term limit, why doesn't the House and Representatives have a term limit? I've never understood that.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's
Yeah. What
crazy.
was that? The topics?
Pretty much, yeah. You got
covered?
something else you want to touch on?
No, I was just trying to think, make sure we covered it all. These drones, I think it stopped.
Yeah, I
I
hadn't heard
haven't
anything
heard.
about it,
Yeah, me
which
neither.
is
I haven't heard
weird.
anything. It is strange. I will say one thing that, and I might get this messed up because I didn't watch the podcast, but it was about these drones, and this guy said that a sheriff flew a drone up. A sheriff's department flew a drone up, and we heard about this, a lot of us. And he was going to check out and see what these other drones were. Apparently, he had a pretty good drone, and he said he took that thing up, and this other drone took off so fast. Like, his drone, which was very nice, could not even come close to it.
Wow.
So this other guy said, doing the podcast or something, he brought up that propulsion technology that we talk about, that's in this craft, that was put into these drones, and he said they were from China. Don't know if that's true. This is what this guy said. So these Chinese have that technology, and they put it in drones, and they flew the drones over here.
Very
that's just,
interesting.
I don't know. That's just something I heard. It's very interesting. So that would tell us that other countries have this technology, which is scary, but I don't know, almost reassuring to me, because you need more of that, because in the end,
Right.
it's free energy, and we want to know about it. And the more countries that have it, the more likely that it'll get out to the public.
Yeah.
but yeah, China not so good, I don't think. So who knows if it's Chinese craft in our airspace and the government's not handling it? That's very sad.
Very, very sad. Well, you know, they sent that spy balloon over here a few years ago, and you know,
Right, and everybody's like,
what? Yeah,
"What is that?" They ain't doing
shoot
nothing
it
about it.
down. I mean,
Right.
we didn't even shoot it down. We had like
Yeah.
military, you know, the fighter jets just fly about, you know, beside it, like until it went
Mhm.
like over the ocean or something. Like, shoot it down. I mean, my gosh.
It was so
Okay.
long before they did anything.
Yeah, my good
Yeah.
gosh. And yeah, it's crazy. And you know, there is that, you know, I don't know how true this is. I've only seen like just a couple of videos here and there about it, but you know, supposedly China is also in development of a like a invisible cloak, you know, cloak thing. So, you know, who knows? China may be more technologically advanced than we realize. And sounds like we need to like get into get into their world of technology because we're falling behind quick.
Yeah, it's like off of Harry Potter, that
Right.
invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
But during New Year's, they had this drone/fireworks show,
Yes.
and I kid you not, me and Jake watched this video. It was, above a city. It was a ring in the sky,
Hmm.
and it was raining fireworks. And coming up, forming out of thin air, is a giant dragon, and it
Yeah.
is spiraling upward into this ring. And it is the most like mind-blowing thing I've ever saw as far as drone technology,
Yeah.
any public event show. Nothing has ever topped this, in my opinion. And the Chinese did this. It was
Hmm.
insane. It was like futuristic stuff. And then you think, well, look at what they're doing in Ukraine
Right.
with the drones. So Russia and Ukraine are getting these drones and they're chasing people down and they're dropping grenades on people.
Hmm.
And not only that, they're suicide drones. They'll fly into these soldiers and explode,
Yeah.
and they film it, and they put the film on YouTube and everything, and we can like see it happen, and which is it's terrible. Well, it's censored, but you see it up until that point.
Oh yeah.
So, if the Chinese are that good with drone technology, now that is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying. You can't do nothing about that.
No.
Like we as normal people can't. I mean, we can shoot down so many, but
But when there's billions, you know,
right,
no way.
they're probably mass producing those in their military, whatever their
Hmm.
military industrial complex contractors equivalent to them. That's yeah. I would hope the U.S. is doing the same thing to
Yeah.
countermeasure that.
Mhm.
But man, it's
Shoot.
it's something else.
Instead of nuclear warfare, we're gonna have drone warfare.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Mm.
imagine if you have 500,000 drones, that could kill 500,000 people.
Right.
You would think,
Hmm.
logically. So yeah,
That's
it's
insane.
pretty scary. Yeah.
It is. It is. Colton, you got anything else you want to add to that?
I don't think so.
We
Good to be back here.
Yeah, we hit a
I'm sh-
lot of things tonight.
yeah, I'm sure there's going to be endless
Oh yeah.
current events coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're just getting started in the new year. Got a lot of cool things coming up. Hopefully, you know, we're gonna try to get this ball rolling a little bit more than what it is. It's just, you know, a lot of time consuming things. Thankfully, my little girl is growing up a little bit. She should be a year old this Saturday. So she's getting, you know, still got a couple years, but she's getting a little more independent, and hopefully she's getting to the point where she's going to sleep all night. I can get her to bed, you know, at a decent time, and she'll sleep all night. That way I can come in here, start doing a lot more things, learning especially how to do StreamYard and putting some cool, you know, things up, maybe pulling, you know, editing some and clipping some spots out, putting it on YouTube as shorts. That way you have more content come out. or maybe just pull out, each segment of a show as its own little, little thing on YouTube. Just have more content out there. Just got to work on doing that. Like to get an intro and an outro video. If one of us either knew how to do that, that'd be pretty cool too. But you know, we're going to be here for the long haul. We're going to keep this train rolling. As long as you hang with us, we're gonna hang with you, and hopefully, Colton, one of these days we'll have us an investigation on here. That
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
Eventually, I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for that. But anyway, Colton, if you don't have anything else, I think we're gonna get out of here tonight. It's good to be back. Good to be back on with you again. We'll keep up with those current events, and we'll have something for you next Thursday night. Not sure what it'll be, but I'm sure something will pop up between now and then. This has been Ghosted, a paranormal podcast with your host, Jay Thomas, Colton Spinks. We'll be back here next Thursday night. Everybody, thank you all for listening. Have a great evening and good night.